So I'm in a mood and I need to rant, and I want to rant about Epstein. And it's not just going to be about Epstein, but we're gonna start there, and we're gonna play Pee Wee Herman, okay? Find your inner old school child, and remember the song. Connect the dots, la 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 la. Connect the dots, la 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 la. Use your fucking brain, la 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 la. It's not that complicated. You can turn it on, and I hope that you will. So here's the deal. Everybody in the United States is pissing me off. Global society is pissing me off because all of 2025, at a fucking minimum, with everything that's been coming out, every goddamn person in the United States, in the world, that has access to the internet and knows about what's going on with the Epstein case, every motherfucker who is a normal person like me, like you, who isn't famous, who isn't rich, who isn't so special and maybe even royalty. The people that aren't part of the 1%, your dumb asses should have been screaming all of 2025 to release the data. All y'all should still be screaming, where's the rest of it? Because do you fucking honestly think that someone like Epstein, who, as we now officially know from the new emails, was saying that, go check with Putin because, maybe he has some blackmail information on Diaper Genie. I mean, we already have a prince, Prince Andrew from the UK. And now we've got confirmation of some sort or another that Putin is involved. And we all know he's a sadistic son of a bitch, which he prides himself on. So no shame or shade. If you're watching, you do you. Personally, I'd prefer that you didn't and that your country takes over because the people deserve better. But, I can respect a bona fide son of a bitch. But he's a sadistic fuck. I mean, he brought that dog to that one political interview, knowing full well she was scared of dogs. But he did it on purpose because that's fun for him. And those kind of people, do you really fucking think that the rich, the powerful, royalty, do you really think that any of them live like us? Like, where accountability keeps us in check, where we get punished with, I don't know, bankruptcy if we can't even just pay our fucking medical bills. These people live outside the law. Do you genuinely think that they're not just globe hopping from one country to the next, doing whatever the fuck they want? With absolute power comes absolute fuckery. Everybody keeps focusing on the Epstein files as if what we have is all there is. That there couldn't possibly be more at any of his other properties or secreted away through any of the people that worked under him. We keep acting as if Maxwell has nothing left to give or secreted away. We keep acting like other countries don't have anything hidden away. We keep acting as if that's it, tidy little box, and then we can make Diaper Genie go away. Except he's just a scapegoat. He's not important. But they want you fixated on him because then they have manipulation and they can do whatever the fuck they want. Because if you only focus on Diaper Genie and his immediate circle of twat wafflery, the rest of them can keep doing what they're doing and nobody has to be held accountable. Ever. See, the rich and the famous, they live outside of reality. This is our reality. A lot of us are poor, a lot of us are starving, a lot of us are dying because of these assholes. And if you think that the Epstein files only relate to the child trafficking, the SA, and if you only think it applies to the women who were young girls, nah, you can't forget about the young boys. You can't forget about all of the different modeling agencies that it's tied to, all the big businesses that it's tied to. I mean, Disney, Maxwell has good connections with Disney, and Disney has good connections with the FBI and the CIA and the Nazis and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's all interconnected, and they all do whatever they want, because when you have absolute power, the rules don't apply to you, and you can do whatever you want. And when the rules no longer apply to you, you don't have to have a moral code. You don't have to have a moral compass. So if you want to do the child trafficking, if you want to do the essay on just those two, why would you stop there? Why would you think that they're going to stop there? I mean, look at Diddy. Diddy acts like he's above the law. And yeah, so far he has been, which is disgusting. But he didn't stop at grooming minors. He didn't stop at the SA. He was sadistic and abusive and potentially murderous. Well, if Diddy can behave like that so openly, why wouldn't the rest of the richer fuckers be doing that too? I mean, society has a long history in multiple countries of hidden groups that do all kinds of things. I mean, didn't it just come out recently that, what was it? Which university was it? I can't remember which university it was. But they were drinking out of a fucking skull from a slave for centuries. A skull. And when they couldn't drink out of it anymore, they, were using it as display and had it part of their display cabinet in the trophy room. Do you really think that these fuckers are going to stop with just child trafficking and just SA and just little girls? Do you really think that's all there is to it? Do you really think that those are only going to be happening in the United States? Do you really think that it's just the people that, at the top, Maxwell and Epstein, do you think that those two are the only ones involved? And that everybody else are the participation people? No. These Johns aren't just the clients, okay? It takes an entire staff, because, I mean, you look at the emails and all the time it's mentioning, his houseman and his other staff, okay? And you look through all the other reports from the victims that have spoken up, and they mention other people that were part of the house staff and stuff like that, and not they knew what was going on and they didn't step up to say anything. So to have just the child trafficking, just the SA happening, that takes an entire community of toxic individuals with no morals, high bank accounts, or bumped up bank accounts, to keep that floating. So you've got lawyers, you've got doctors, you've got judges, just to name a few. You've got all different types of people in positions of administration power. You've got the medical stuff in case something goes wrong. You've got the limo drivers, the flight people. You've got an entire community that is willingly stepping up for decades to help bring in these victims, to help take care of these victims, to keep the victims going, to keep the victims supplied, to keep them victimized. And you really seriously think that it's just going to stop with that? These people in positions of power, whether they are directly connected to Epstein and the SA and the child trafficking or not, whether it goes deeper. I mean, if Israel is involved, well, they're kind of training their military dogs to great people. And then those dogs, when they retire, are allowed to go to families in the States. That's kind of disturbing, just a little bit. And then if Maxwell is now allowed, when she shouldn't be, is now allowed access to training service dogs, what the fuck is she training them? Because bestiality is a thing in these kind of communities. So there's a lot of shit happening. And the thing that really irritates me the most is the fact that all of these people, whether they're directly involved in the Epstein stuff, whether they're directly involved in any layer of the sadistic, painful, dehumanizing treatment, whether it's, Dubai and their Dubai chocolate parties, and that ain't having anything to do with chocolate. Any of these people in positions of power, money, privilege at extreme levels, all of these people are above the law. And so if they're above the law and we don't hold all of them accountable and figure out what's the tip of the iceberg and where it goes, who else is connected, how deep it goes, what's under the surface, what's inside, if we don't pay attention to the full picture, none of us are going to get accountability and justice for any of the smaller stuff that's happening on the lower levels. Gun violence, whether it's predominantly done by white nationalists in the United States or elsewhere, because it's happening in the UK too, but not so much the gun violence. It's more knives and yeah, there's other ways of mass destruction of humans. So any of the serial rapings, any of it, anything that we are not getting justice for, not getting proper jobs, not getting equal pay, everything that we are fighting for, proper homes that are actually affordable and in good condition and aren't trying to kill us, just the basic right to survive, every way that humanity, global society, literally all around the world, global society, the way we are all suffering, it's because there's no accountability. The femicide that's happening right now, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. The elder abuse, just all of it. All of the abuse that's happening right now, everything where the abuser walks or gets light sentences, all of that ties back to Epstein and people like him. Because that fantasy world that these rich people live in, it gets mirrored down in smaller amounts at lower levels. So even at the very fucking lowest level where you have the problem with the SNAP benefits, how many dudes were out there going, yeah, she's going to have to come take care of this. I got the food. She needs the food. She can take care of it. I mean, did you not see The Expanse? That one dude, you got chicken? Because I like chicken. No chicken? No service. These types of people, they're in all of our TV series. They're in all of our books, in all of our movies. And you can't fucking see it when it's right in front of you. Because, oh my God, I have to feel the emotions. I have to feel the fear. Yeah, feel the fear and do it anyway. Use your brain. It's blatantly obvious. The only trickle-down economy that the rich have ever given us is the denial of accountability and putting toxic people into positions where they can keep abusing, where they can keep destroying. So those broke-ass motherfuckers who can't get a girl any other way than potentially having themselves serviced because she's too poor, she's going to need me now. And it's like, no. It doesn't matter whether it's those little fucks. It doesn't matter if it's a position of power in your own house with your husband. It doesn't matter if it's at the schools. It doesn't matter if it's at the hospitals, the courts. Every single level, whether it's low scale all the way up to the Supreme Court, whether it's what our country or other countries, doesn't matter. All of those levels, the only trickle-down economics they gave us was to improve the quality of care that the abusers get while causing more victims. And so these people, if they can't have the ritzy galas that are like going on over at Mar-a-Lago, they'll have their own version at their own pay scale. So they got, Gucci dreams, champagne dreams. They got all this kind of, oh, I'm above the law kind of dreams. Yeah, but they got it on like, SNAP benefit budget and anywhere in between. So unless we hold the people at the top accountable in every country, because they're all interconnected, none of us are going to get justice. None of us are going to have the quality of life that we keep trying to manifest. And a lot of you watched movies and books and stuff where, like Hunger Games, you sided with the rebellion, Star Wars too. And, and a lot of you love Star Trek and you want that utopian-esque society, but when it comes time to it, you're just too fucking stupid to see the connections that are happening. It's all interconnected. Wake the fuck up. It's bigger than the States. It's bigger than Diaper Genie. And it's bigger than just what information they're giving us now. There's got to be more out there in every country. And they're covering it up. And they're hoping that in 4 to 6 months, when Diaper Genie kicks the bucket and we all get to sing Kick the Bucket by Charlie Winston, they're hoping that we'll forget about it. Because honestly, with his health, he's not going to last very much longer. Not with the stroke, not with the heart issues, not with the kidney issues, not with the dementia, that's for damn sure. He's never going to see trial, ever. And they're hoping it'll just disappear. But we take this down, and it's a domino effect that ripples all throughout the world, all of it. And we can actually have a chance of doing something healthy for the people, all of us. So, every single fucking country should be demanding that if there is any information on any of the individuals in the files that we already have access to get that information from their own countries too. And to hold everyone at every level accountable. And remove them from positions of power, take their wealth, redistribute it among the people. We're capable of so much more. But if you don't think, if you don't Pee Wee Herman it and, connect the dots, you're missing the bigger picture, and they're hoping on that. Because these people, Israel's not going to be happy with just beachfront property. They're already weaseling their way into the United States law. They're weaseling their way into the UK. I mean, people are pledging allegiance to Israel, but using nationalism as an excuse. And the thing is that the Zios, most of them, if you look at the statistics of who actually qualifies as a Zio, who says, yes, I am one, you know who those people are? The majority of them aren't Jewish. So they're using the anti-Semitism stuff as a shield so that we won't come after them. And they're weaseling their way into power everywhere. The nationalists, the white nationalists, they're everywhere. I mean, you should see the shit that's happening in Germany. They want to keep it covered. They never left the 40s. All the countries are contaminated. And they want the colonialism to continue. So, we either take them all down and give power back to the people, or we're screwed. We're going to keep repeating this shit. And everything that we've done in 2025, in the States, in Nepal, in Brazil, all around the world, everyone who's been standing up, if we don't all stand up, legally take them all down, this is going to happen again. And it's not going to stop, and it's going to be worse next time. And if they do launch World War III, because these people in positions of power are willing to put our countries at risk and start wars just to keep that data hidden, to keep it focused only on Diaper Genie so that we only pay attention to him. So that if we remove him, well, the rest of the domino effect that pushes down their house of cards, it gets avoided. So, yeah. I'm pissed. Y'all don't think enough. You don't see the bigger picture, and you lack foreshadowing. We gotta take them all down. We gotta unite. Otherwise, this shit just keeps repeating. So, yeah, I'm pissed, and y'all are stupid. So, do something about it.